I think the next lesson that I learned is three things really, at least one lesson in three parts. I think in the 5 years of my own tragedy and struggle, I found this to be an absolute essential. This book has been an absolute strength and help and comfort to me in my tragedy and trials. And without this book, I wouldn't have survived. There's a church on the other side of Manchester that I went to in my time of trial, where an elderly man taught the Bible with a class of people in that group. And he would teach the Bible every week, and I sat in that class. And I kid you not, I have listened to professors, I have listened to many professors, many theologians, many scholars on the Bible in academic institutions and organisations. But nothing can be compared to a man of God expounding the Word of God and the people of God sharing in their thoughts about the Word of God. There is nothing like it on the planet. And spending time in my tragedy and trial in that Bible class was a great strength to me. A great strength. A great strength. And the second thing is worship. I also went to another church on a Sunday, a big church where it was worship, and worshipping God and spending time with God in worship was a great healer. And thirdly, I didn't meet many people who were loving, but from time to time I did meet one or two Christians here and there, especially in my street preaching, that were loving and caring. And without God's people who care, without their support, I wouldn't be here today. So I've needed the Word of God, I've needed worship, and I've needed people. And without those things we can't survive as Christians. If we're not in the Bible, we can't survive. If we're not in worship, we can't survive. And if we're not with God's people, we can't survive. In a tragedy and trial, we need the Word of God, we need worship, collective worship, and we need to be with God's people.